It was supposed to be so different. When Alexis Sanchez rocks up at Manchester United, piano in tow, fans were ready to be wowed by one of the Premier League's best players of the last 5 years. The transfer was a huge coup, or so it seemed. Unwanted, unloved Henrik Mkhitaryan moved the other way to Arsenal, and Alexis Sanchez, who had been huffing and puffing his way around the Emirates for 6 months, finally got the move that he wanted. It also meant that United got to steal Man City's top January transfer target, and what fan doesn't like to rub it in their arch-rivals' faces? Admittedly, that smug feeling, the same one you saw painted on Alexis Sanchez's face in his infamous unveiling video, didn't last long. Manchester City stormed to the title. Sanchez struggled. 3 goals in 18 games was a rubbish return for the Chilean, who had become the highest paid player in the Premier League with his move to Old Trafford. And let's just take a second to break down those incredible financial figures. Alexis earns £391,000 per week. That means that United are paying Sanchez £20 million per year. And that's just in wages and image rights. Because they also pay £75,000 per start for Alexis Sanchez at Man United. £75,000 per start. He also gets a £1.12 million loyalty bonus every single year that he stays at the club. As of right now, United have already paid out £15 million. For what? 3 goals, a few more assists, and an increasing fear that they've wasted an awful lot of money on Sanchez. So where's it all gone wrong for Sanchez? A player of his calibre doesn't turn terrible overnight. A crucial and potentially obvious factor is Jose Mourinho. Just like Paul Pogba, there are accusations that the Manchester United manager isn't getting the best out of Alexis Sanchez. And it's hard to argue that something isn't quite right tactically and mentally with the 29-year-old's game. He gave the ball away 26 times in United's bore draw at home to Valencia. He was left out of the squad entirely for their defeat to West Ham, and he was hauled off with 30 minutes to go as United were chasing a win against Wolves, and a goal they never got. Pogba is a player familiar with the pressures and the problems of playing for United, and he leapt to Alexis' defence recently. He said, "It's not that he's playing bad. We know that Alexis Sanchez can bring a lot, and I'm sure he will. But he's not playing bad, and he keeps being positive, and that's the good thing that we have to think about." And it's not just Sanchez who's been suffering from his signing. His arrival at United has coincided with a decline in form of attackers Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford. Mourinho can stomach one of those explosive forwards not firing, but all 3 at once? That's proving to be a much bigger headache for the manager. Could a large part of the problem be down to Sanchez arriving halfway through the season? Mourinho seems to think so. He said, "At the general level, what I can say is myself and the Manchester United board, the owners, we don't believe a lot in the January market. What we believe really is there are some players in the football world, if you have the chance to sign them in January, March or July, you have to try, and that's it." But there was no World Cup this summer for Sanchez. He wasn't afflicted with any injuries in pre-season, and it's been 9 months now since he waltzed through that Old Trafford door playing his piano. Alexis needs to start putting in better performances, or that sizable hole he's burning in United's sizable back pocket will start to draw more and more attention. His goals are also needed to help save Mourinho from a potential embarrassing sacking after Manchester United's worst start to a season in the Premier League era. Let us know in the comments section what you think of Alexis Sanchez's performance and whether you can see him turning it round with goals galore later this season. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get all the latest Manchester United news and so much more direct from goal.